Yeah, I think if there's
Okay.
anything that the human race has shown historically is the fact that
Okay.
we can't self-regulate ourselves. Like we can't self-regulate ourselves. Like
Mm-hmm.
some particular section will not agree with what I'm saying, but we've proven over time that we can't self-regulate ourselves. I'll go into the Bible. Babylon, they could not self-regulate themselves. That was why either you believe it or well, either you believe that story or not, fictional or reality. That is why they could not regulate themselves. That was why language brought about division. Because if they could self-regulate themselves, even with their difference in language, they would have still built that tower. That is one. like human beings, we've shown over time, like we've shown across history, the the Roman Empire, like we can't regulate ourselves. Like Israel asking for a king is because they could not self-regulate themselves. Like if you look into the basics, like why do you need a king? Like
Hmm.
symbolism, that king was a system
Okay.
because that king was going to elect people, and that was why Israel was going into chaos. They could not regulate themselves. They needed a king. Babylon could not regulate themselves. The Roman Empire fell because they could not regulate themselves. Those at the top
Yeah. Yeah. I get
became
that.
like every empire that has collapsed. They could not regulate themselves, so they always needed an organ
Order.
that
Order.
would call every other
Okay.
part to order. That is just like if there's anything that history has shown me, and I'm a student of history because I try to look back and see a pattern because there are patterns. You might not agree. You might like look at every story of civilization. Look at every folklore. There's always a story of where the human race, the inability of the human race to regulate themselves led to chaos. A system led to anarchy. The system collapses. Like it has always happened, and it will always happen.
Hmm.
So, like the issue with crypto presently is the fact that there are so many bad actors. They are not as much as the good actors. They are not as much as people that are trying to make money, like pure intent of making money. They are not as much as people that are trying to make a
Okay.
difference. They are not as much as people that are trying to bring about new innovations that will change the world. But these bad actors are enough to collapse the
Hmm.
system. Hence, why we need to cooperate with the government, we need to work with the government and like form a
A
structure,
structure.
like
Mm-hmm.
form a boundary, like form a premise with which we
Okay.
can play.
Thanks for that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so are human beings capable of you asked that is
Mm-hmm.
Web3 capable of regulating itself, but I will go back to say
Humans
human
and not
beings are not
scalp.
capable of